All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our 9th week of Mixing It Up. My name is Taylor Fedowa. I do our communications here at MiRealSource as well as the photography program. And my co-host is Colleen DeLang. Hello. How are you doing this morning, Colleen?
I am good. I am loving the sun. I have to tell you, I'm a little tired of all the rain, so it is nice having all that sun out there. I'm excited. We're going to have great weather this weekend, so it's going to be a perfect Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, much needed with the rainy spring that we've had, cold, rainy spring that we've had.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yesterday, my daughter and we built a fairy garden. So I've been wanting that stuff for a while now. Just wanted a good day to get out and actually work on the garden and start the fairy garden. And so we were able to do that because it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. Just good weather.
It was just right.
Yeah. Yep. So if you have never attended one of our Mixing It Ups, we do these every Thursday at 10 a.m. and a new topic, what's relevant to what's going on or based on feedback that we get. And this week we have Rich Sparks from KW Central joining us. I follow Rich on social media as well as Colleen. Go back a few years since I've been working here, just kind of, he's been in my photo program, some events that he's attended, so we've got to know him pretty well. And after following him, we've seen what his team has been doing in general, but of course during this time with virtual open houses. He's got a team of, it's 6 agents, right? And
yeah,
a couple other, what did you call her? Your master of all?
Supreme ruler of the universe.
Supreme ruler of the universe. So
now that's a title.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a good one. So you have been working virtually like everybody else, managing a team. So we brought Rich on to kind of share some tips that he's adopted in this time and ways that the virtual open houses have been working for him now and ways that you plan on still doing it into the future, it sounds like, as well. Colleen, do you want to go over the webinar platform with everybody in case they're new to GoToWebinar?
Yeah, absolutely. So probably minimized at this point, you should see the GoToWebinar panel. This is where you're going to find places that you can ask questions. So as we're going through the presentation today, if you have any questions or you just want to provide some feedback, there is a little question box in there, and Taylor and I will be manning that question box to try to get them all answered. But if you've got a question for Rich, just shoot it into that box and then we will go ahead and address it. You might, if a lot of questions came in previously, it kind of looks like a little red arrow. If it's minimized, you'll just see that little minimized panel. If you kind of open that up all the way, you'll be able to go ahead and type information in there. And we'll put some helpful chats as we go through with you know, different web links and things like that throughout the presentation today.
Excellent. And then throughout the presentation today too, we'll be giving away 2 prizes. So once we get to that point, I'll show you guys what the prize is going to be, as well as the question or what we have cooked up to get the prizes rolling. And we just want to make sure, we see some good mornings, which is good. Just want to make sure everybody can hear us okay, see us. You should see both Colleen and myself as well as Rich. And the Paragon homepage opened up. So if you guys could just let us know that you're seeing everything okay before we get started.
Nice to see so many familiar names popping in. It's nice. Thank you for coming back week after week to join us. This is really great.
All right. Yeah. Hope everybody's staying healthy in this time, especially now that some restrictions are lifted. Still being cautious and healthy. So some tips that Rich is going to share will allow you to still satisfy your sellers if they're not comfortable with having a lot of activity going on in their house, minimizing as much contact as possible. So that's kind of what we're shooting for today. Like, you guys can run your business the way that you would like, but also give options given the circumstances. So Colleen, I know you wanted to show some new exciting feature that was released this week.
I would love to do that. And can you see my screen, Taylor, at this point?
I was, and now it just minimized.
Right.
All right, let me try that again. Hold on.
There we go.
Can you see it now?
It was there, then it disappeared. There it is.
I think I clicked a little too fast. Can you see it now?
Yep, we see it.
Fantastic. So yes, I am excited. Cloud CMA released something brand new this week. Matter of fact, it was something that they had previously started about 6 months ago, and then now due to the pandemic, they felt an overwhelming need to rush it out. So I have to tell you, I'm very, very impressed. What it is it's called Cloud CMA Live. So I'm just going to go into my Cloud account, and I'm going to show you. This will now replace the slideshow. If you used to use the interactive slideshow, it was kind of limited. And so with the new Cloud Live, you have full integration with different ways to use streaming services to present your CMAs to your seller. So with sellers, not everyone is really feeling all that comfortable with having everyone in their home at this moment. So if I want to go over my CMA, I now can do it in an interactive way. I'm just going to kind of show you just the basics. There's a whole class that we've recorded on this that's available under your resources tab. And we are having additional classes that will be coming up that you can find on our class calendar. But here's a quick look at it just to kind of show you what it looks like. It's now fully integrated with Zoom, Skype, Screen. If you've never heard of Screen, it's from the makers of Slack, as well as Hangout. So if I want to present my CMA, I can do it in a way that allows me to use these streaming services so we can go through the CMA together with the seller. They've added some amazing things, and I'm just going to show you the highlights here. One of the features I really like is you can now compare your subject property to your comps, but it's going to tell them automatically without having to do the math that this comp on Trailside, the same street as my subject property, is 20% less in the square footage. So it's actually doing the calculations if the lot is smaller, if the square footage is smaller, if there's an extra bathroom from a comp that I brought in, it's actually going to calculate that out. And I can quickly add in adjustments for that. So I can go through those adjustments with my seller all while on a Zoom call or whichever streaming service you select. Another really neat thing about this is you can actually, when you're going into your comps, if you've forgotten a comp, let's say, we're looking at the comp on this particular home, you can actually go right to a map view and you can pull in a comp that you may not have selected. So it will still give you all the great ways to look at the comps, and you can select side by side. You can go into them with further detail. You'll also see a start where the list price started and where it actually sold. So it's a great way to present the information. Again, because it's fully integrated, it really makes it very simple. And there's a whole lot to this, but the nice thing is it's a little more consumer friendly. They're able to take it in. It's not quite as static, if you will, as the traditional CMAs that you get through Cloud. Basically, the whole thing is navigated right up here by the hamburger step on the left. There's some great graphs that will be in there, so it will actually show you in a very clean format the averages of where they started, where they actually sold. So if you haven't, and remember, you can find all of these pre-recorded classes that we keep referring to. You can find them right under resources, and you can go right to recorded webinars. Lisa Harris, who I know is on the call today, she did a phenomenal class. I had the opportunity to sit in it this week, and she will show you all the bells and whistles, all the things you're really going to want to start using. So great job, Lisa.
That's awesome. And so basically a big takeaway from that is that it's a lot more interactive than doing the regular presentation that you would maybe show them in person or email to them. You can interact with it live right there, and then the percent changes and stuff like that.
Yes. And the nice thing is, like I said, if you're doing a CMA and they said, well, you know, there was a for sale by owner on the corner, I can actually go and pull up information right from the map view. I can put in additional information. I can, let's say there's a comp that closed that I didn't see or they thought was very close to their home. I can actually pull it in right from the map without having to start over. So it gives you the flexibility to do this live, and it gives you the comfort level of being able to pull anything in spur of the moment. And they give you these great tiles. So if there's something that, let's say that you wanted to cover and you want to jump right to it, you can go right from those tiles so that you can literally cover everything with them on the go. So I've been very impressed. I've played with it quite a bit. Now, there are still a couple things that they're tweaking, just so you know. They kind of rushed this out because they didn't plan on putting it out until the fall, but they really saw that agents needed a better way to have that integration with these streaming services to prevent or to present these CMAs in a much easier fashion.
Yeah, wonderful. And then,
Right.
like you said, there's many more classes that will be on the calendar as well. So if they want to watch the pre-recorded, but they also want to attend a live class, they'll be able to do that.
Absolutely. And this is live right now. So don't be afraid to go in. It actually, even if you previously created those CMAs, you will see it right on your CMA tile. All you need to do is click that view live and it will take you in right now. So you can play with it as of this very moment.
Nice, nice. All right, well, I already introduced Rich a little bit, and what he's going to talk about with the virtual open houses and how he's been managing his team, some tips and tricks, some technology that he's been using. So with that, I am going to hand it off to you, Rich, to kind of start with the topic at hand here about working virtually as a team, managing your listings, open houses, and what you guys have been doing.
Okay, excellent. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come on. Appreciate MiRealSource. And so we're going to go over a few things. I put a few things together. First off, I think this is a fantastic opportunity for us as agents to reclaim a little bit of our viability in the real estate market. That Big Z has taken some of that away, and I think this is going to give us the opportunity to take it back. So now can I share screen here?
Yep.
To be able to, let me see. You
Here,
might
let
have
me
to
just, I can give it to him right on his screen there. We'll make you the presenter. There you go.
There it is. All right, let me see, because I have multiple screens here. Let's see if we can share the right one. Screen of main monitor 2. Okay, we're going to try this and go from there. All right. So can you see this little blurb up here?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just check this out real quick and see what folks think about us.
Listings of houses. This is a listing. This sounds promising. It says right here, cute home in the historic center. Let's see this cute home. Oh, honey, I love it. This black gold is adorable. Cute home in historic center. All right, this is, here's another one. This is a rental sign outside the Palm Tower. It says they have central air, security parking, a wet bar, and a large walk-in closet. Is my refrigerator running? No, but my closet's walking.
All right. Now I got an end screen here if I can see how to do that. I'm not overly familiar with this particular system. Stop sharing my screen, by golly. There we go. All right. So agents, we've put some stuff out there in the marketplace in the past that makes people look and go, But now we have an opportunity to really excel. And basically what I've been doing with video, and I really love video, it's basically comes down to, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 10.3 million. That's a statistic I made up just for this little get together. So basically we have that opportunity to pull back away from Zillow, because people are still going there because it's easy access. They're getting that information from Zillow. I'm not giving Zillow my videos. What I'm doing is in my comments, I'm putting a bit.ly link to see a full video virtual open house copy and paste, click here. I want to take them out of that environment and bring them into my environment, my IDX, so I can take control of them.
Hey, Rich, I'm not sure if we lost your webcam.
Oh, okay.
I'm still seeing Ellen right now on the screen.
There we
so
go.
There you are.
If you were showing anything other than Ellen or not.
No, we're getting rid of Ellen. We're going to be showing more things, but we're going to get rid of Ellen right now.
Okay.
So do you still have my screen and photo up? Is that what's
Yep.
going on?
We see now.
All right, then we'll just slap something up for laugh, giggles, and grins while we're doing this.
The fixer-upper, yeah, that was definitely, that was a fixer-upper. I wouldn't call that a gem in the historic district, but that's just me.
Right, right. Now you can see a little virtual open house thing up there. Is that correct?
I love it, yes.
Okay, so we'll just go on with this. All right, so going on with video, we have that opportunity to take some of that control back, but we got to have some best practices. We don't want to be on the Ellen show 1 year from now going, oh, not only were the photos crazy and the descriptions crazy, but look what these people are doing with videos, right? We want to pull that back because at the end of the day, people are hiring us to market their properties. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
We have to be professional marketers. So this little thumbnail over here, and we'll start off with best practices a little bit. This little thumbnail would be one of my Facebook advertisements for a virtual open house. Now, I don't know if you know or everyone on knows, but the amount of verbiage allowed on a thumbnail with Facebook is nominal, and it will impact how far that goes. But you still have the description, which would give the details of the house and time and place for the virtual tour. Okay. And you can check that actually.
This is the graphic that you made to just promote it on Facebook before you have your scheduled virtual open house, right?
Correct. Yeah, we'll do a paid ad prior to our virtual open house to try to drive people towards that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing we'll do to advertise it is we will put up our yard sign. And here again, getting out into that community. We haven't done a flyer drop on a virtual open house yet, but I was thinking about that this morning that, hey, we got to start doing that. You know, because here again, it's not only just getting, you want to be in that neighborhood, right? You want people to know, I mean, why do we have an open house to begin with? You want people in the neighborhood to stop by. A lot of folks will do the practice of having that special time period strictly for neighbors, you know, but this is a great way of getting out into that neighborhood and really pushing that virtual open house and showing that you have the technological skills to market their property, which is going to set you apart from other people. So let's look at the kind of virtual houses or virtual tours we've been doing. We've done them where we're strictly doing a video that we've put together prior and taking people through and answering questions. And we've had a pretty good success with that. This last one we did, we actually got the homeowner involved. So let me pull that up. So what we'll do is we are actually, and I'll pause it along the way. This is just a little segment of the videos we make. Now, one of the things we did was I had on my team, Nick was the listing agent on this one. So I had brought him in and he was the primary, which I'll have to do separately because there was a lag when he was playing that video. And if I would have kept it in my world, we wouldn't have had that lag. But this little box down here is actually the homeowner who's standing by to answer any questions we might have or to go look at a particular thing. So we started off, by the way, a little best practice, when you're going to be doing a Facebook Live, like in this case, we were starting at 12 noon, go live about 5 to 7 minutes prior to that. That way Facebook sends out those notifications. and people actually have time to get on. During that time period, we were just using our IDX to rotate pictures on the actual house and saying, you know, virtual open house, 12 o'clock, live with the seller. And we got pretty good. I mean, at one point, I think we were up to about 38 people on
Okay.
with us, which wasn't too shabby. And the nice thing about this too is I did record it. I've taken it, chopped off that wait period and put it back out through social media. And we'll probably get right around 1,500 to 2,000 hits on it. So basically we just kind of went through, let the video go through, and it's going to cut away here in a second. Then after the video, oh, by the way, this is called a bumper. So in your videos, it's always good about 5 seconds in to have a short bumper. And then at the end of it, obviously I'm taking my YouTube video. You always want to have an end screen. So this was taking us to another listing we have. And these are just some practices that are good to put into your system. So then we went through the video. That obviously was a very abbreviated version. I always have my call to action I put at the end.
Questions here.
So this is kind of your little teaser for the virtual open house, and then you had the graphic, and then do you schedule your virtual open houses any particular place?
Yeah, well, we have a system called, oh, what's that system called? We have too many systems, right? What's it called again? REO. Yeah, Restream REO. And so we are actually putting it out to 5 different channels simultaneously. So we can go YouTube Live, our business page for Facebook, my regular page for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all simultaneously. So we're going out to a bunch of different venues at one time. And we do put out ads prior to that on all those venues. I have taken a short snippet and put that out like a 20-second, 25-second, where it's like, what do you think of this house? Well, come on Saturday and check it out,
Okay.
you know, and things of that nature. So there's promotion going in advance. We do have the seller set it up through their Facebook page also.
Okay.
And we do prep the seller. You have to prep the seller. One of the things you might want to prep the seller about is, like, his audio was terrible. And audio is huge in video. If you don't have good audio, it's not going to work well. But he can just take his headphones, if he has, you know, just a regular mic on his headphones, and plug it into his phone, and his audio would have been so much better. We had told him that, but he had forgotten. And so his audio was a little bit off, but it was still good. So we hit a,
go ahead. Just for your footage that you're capturing for the little promo videos, as well as any kind of recorded tours that you're doing. I know we were talking about open houses, but is there any technology or equipment that you recommend for the agents to invest in to get the best footage, or some things that you guys adopted?
If you don't mind, let me hit that a little bit later, because there are some things on there, and I made a little video for you.
Okay.
So cool. Yeah. But anyway, going through on this, some tips that.
Questions shared over. So depending on what Facebook, guys, we are live broadcasting to 5 different locations. So we have a question from Kim. Is that quartz countertop all the way through the entire house, including the bathrooms?
Patrick, you want to go ahead and jump in and tell us there about the countertops?
The countertops in the kitchen.
And you can hear his audio is a little low.
Well, do you know, I think a lot of people don't know about quartz versus granite.
So he answered that one physically. And then later on, we had another question that came in.
When you are required if you have granite countertops to strip and reseal on an annual basis, where none of that type of maintenance is required for quartz. Correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick.
I mean, I do this for a living in millwork, so I'm around. I'm pretty familiar with all the products, but quartz is zero maintenance. It's you slap it down and you clean it, and you're pretty much bulletproof.
Okay.
So doing it live with the seller, any questions that you you kind of you can filter and then ask the seller and allow them to speak on behalf if you're comfortable with that and you coach them.
Yep, exactly. So what happens, the seller will not even see the question. So
Okay.
as the host, and we were using Zoom in addition to everything else we were doing. So with Zoom, Nick and myself, any questions or comments that someone put in went directly to us. That way we could filter it prior to asking, because if it's an inappropriate question, we're just not going to bring it over. Then in addition to that, the reason I'm looking over is I had 3 screens going with, Facebook 1 here, Facebook 2 here, Facebook 3 here. You could use one and flip it around. And I was looking for comments on there. Actually, everyone was very, very good on their comments. We didn't have anything inappropriate whatsoever. We did have someone that asked, hey, what exactly does it look like in the master bathroom? And we had several like this, and we were able to do this, which is really the kind of the coolest part.
We just had somebody kind of ping in. Can you, is there any way you can show us that master bathroom?
Yeah, sure.
Second.
Tell me when you want me to start moving on.
There you go. You're good.
That's a tub and a separate shower, which, Patrick, I got to tell you, thanks a lot for doing this. My wife saw pictures of your bathroom today and was telling me that's what she wants. Really, really appreciate you.
So we were able to do that on various locations. And one of the things we prepped him about was, let me grab a phone here. So obviously he doesn't, one of the tools we're going to talk about is a gimbal here in a little bit. He doesn't have a gimbal. So one of the things we were telling him is, okay, you're going to have your phone, move my mic. You're going to have your phone. I want you to keep your elbows at your side. Now he went vertical. I asked him to go horizontal, but go into whatever area we're telling you to go into, stop for a second, and then just slowly pan with your waist to try to get rid of the shaky cam 3000. But that worked very, very well. And the neat thing about it was, part of the reason we have open houses is let's admit it, we have them for the seller, right? The seller wants to see that you're actively engaged in the sale process of their home, that you're not just getting this listing, putting it on the MLS, putting your hands together and praying, right? The 3P system. So by him being actively engaged in this, we were actually able to get a price drop right after this too. So, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
And your feedback in terms of, how we talked about this with the seller, they know that they're involved, and by them being involved, they were kind of going around to the neighborhood and talking about it or mentioning that they actually got to participate a little bit. So from a standpoint of doing recorded and not involving the seller versus involving the seller, what would you say has been your most successful method so far?
Oh, with the seller. And
Okay.
part of that too is, hey, Mr. Seller, by the way, we're going to be doing this virtual open house with you. You're going to be on it. Why don't you tell everyone at work to tune into the Rich Sparks real estate team so they can see you on this virtual open house? They might know someone that's looking to buy in your neighborhood. It's much more motivating.
Also as another lead capture, in terms of involving the seller, it just kind of adds another layer to that lead capture, where if it was just recorded, they're not sharing it as much, or they're not able to chime in with people that they invited.
Right. I mean, come on, we're in the society of, hey, hey, they're going to be on, right? They're going to be on. So they want people to show that they're going to be on. And
Okay.
it's like anything. Anytime if we can leverage one listing and turn it into a buyer lead or another listing, come on, that's the win, right? So by having and doing these marketing things and getting people involved, that's why I'm saying this is awesome, because Zillow can't do this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So what
I love
happens
that.
if you have a chatty Cathy seller like Colleen had once?
So basically,
Many times, but
we have one right now. We're kind of dealing with that. And it's like, okay, so keep in mind, we have to keep this short. So we're going to be controlling your mute button.
prepping them ahead of time, very smart.
Yeah. So just prepping them, it's nothing personal, but we've only got 20 minutes. We will start losing viewership at about 6 to 7 minutes. And my analytics, I track this stuff pretty good.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we hit these high points and have the call to actions. And I know you love your house. I know that you're an awesome speaker, but I might have to mute you.
Mhm.
And they're fine with it.
So
That's
just to recap, because there's a couple questions about how you're going about sharing, is you promote ahead of time with a graphic and a little teaser video.
Yep.
And then you actually create an event on like Facebook, and then you've been running it through Zoom. It looks like from the
Yeah, that was a Zoom.
show, and it was Zoom. And you've involved the seller, or you haven't involved the seller, and you've just shown a recording if you didn't involve the seller. You've involved the seller, and then allow them to chime in. You mute them most of the time. And then from there, it is live on that
Right.
that event. If they clicked on the Zoom link is when they can participate, and you have your agent sharing, you have the seller sharing, it's on all your other platforms as well, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So that might answer Mickey's question about just exactly how you share your screen and Facebook Live. He's talking about Facebook Live. We haven't really quite talked about Facebook Live too much, because what you were doing here was Zoom and creating a Facebook event, right?
Yeah, but it's a Facebook Live. I mean,
So
you're
it went
doing
into
right. So basically, if you were to watch this whole thing and we're monitoring the various Facebooks we're going to,
okay.
as guests, hey, Colleen, thanks for joining us today. Listen, if you have any questions, put it in down below. Zoom, we really haven't been promoting people to jump on the actual Zoom with us. We're
Okay.
just using Zoom as a vehicle to get and to connect us together and then promote it out through our social medias. And that's one of, we had, it wasn't me, my wife, she had she's a school teacher. She had one of her Zoom meetings hijacked.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So
So
then from there, I think that's maybe what Mickey's question is that was the Rio stream that you were using to get it out on all of those different platforms?
correct.
Okay.
Yep. So we use that. Right. We use that platform, which allows us to go to multiple platforms at one time.
And then Mickey also asked, if you set up an event, then do you do a private Zoom? Not sure how to share live. So I think that answered our question a little bit, but in terms of private Zoom, yeah, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, keep in mind with Zoom, you can go a Zoom meeting without any other technology. You can go live on Facebook with Zoom simultaneously through the Zoom program to one channel. So you can utilize Zoom and do a live on Facebook simultaneously.
But going out to all the other platforms is what you used the Rio stream for, right?
Correct. That just takes it to another level. But, to be honest with you, it's costly.
Right.
So if you're wanting to go to your business Facebook page, and then if you wanted to, you could say, hey, Mr. Seller, do me a favor, make sure that once we go live, you're sharing it through yours also. And now you're on 2 Facebook pages, right?
Right.
And you can do that all internally without having to buy a different type of program. And, you know, with the Zoom, now we have a paid subscription. I know the time is limited if you have an unpaid. Does anyone know the time? It's
40 minutes.
40
40.
minutes.
Mhm.
So virtually you could do all of this at no cost by using the free platform of Zoom, sharing it simultaneously to your Facebook business page, and then having the seller link into it and share it out through them. And now your cost is 0. You're hitting multiple platforms, and you're going to be pretty impressive to your seller and to anyone else watching it.
One thing you mentioned too is that you record all of them after the fact so that if you wanted to, you could put them on other places as well, right?
Right, which I use a different system for that, which we won't go into, but you can still record that strictly on Zoom, right?
Okay.
And bring that down. So you can actually do all of this at virtually no cost. And how powerful is that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that this is something that agents can use long term, not just in
Oh, heck yeah.
the current times.
Yeah, how many sellers want to leave for 3 or 4 hours? And this is you know, we schedule it for 20 minutes. Boom, that's it. 20 minutes. You know, Mr. Seller, if you want to walk around in your PJs, I don't care because we're not going to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot less disruptive. And here again, by doing it in this fashion, you're pulling people out of other environments into your environment, which will give you more control. I mean, we've had people click on, well, how do I go about getting a private showing on the property? And we're right back saying, hey, are you pre-approved? No? Great. First step is getting you pre-approved. We can connect you with someone if you like.
Mhm.
And now
That's
we've
right.
taken them out of that environment into ours.
Okay.
Yeah. And anything I can do to take it away from the big Z environment, I'm happy with.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question for you is with anything that you do have recorded, whether that's a tour or any kind of promotional like open house or anything like that, what are you doing to still make sure that those who are finding things on Zillow are coming back to Rich Sparks?
Right. Well, you know, obviously with Zillow in the comments, we have complete control over the comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, if you want information below what's available here, if you want to check out our virtual open house, just copy and paste this into the link above. You know, is it perfect? Absolutely not. But here again, the other option is to upload your video to Zillow, and then someone clicks on for a virtual showing, and then they send it to another agent, and you've lost total control.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, and it's one of those things where I haven't seen anything detrimental. If I have a client that says, no, I want this up there, no problem. And if you do upload it to Zillow, you can brand, I believe it's the first 30 seconds or the last 30 seconds, or they'll eliminate your video. I have had a client request us put it up. I branded every 30 seconds through the video, and Zillow never pulled it down. So, yeah.
One
I
thing that
figured,
we kind of talk about with Zillow too, if you do anything manually going in and uploading, you are giving your rights away versus having them redirect to your site or letting it feed from the MLS to Zillow.
yeah. What a great business plan, eh? Hey, let's get people all over the country to work for us at no cost, and we'll make money. Yes.
Mhm.
So, well, let's go on a little bit here because I do want to get into a couple of best practices.
Okay.
And the person that shot this is a fantastic, oh, hey, well, wrong one. We're going to call this the stop, drop, and roll. But the person who shot this, he's a great guy, good real estate agent, but he's just learning. And he sent this over to me to ask me to put on, we were doing a Saturday morning show, and I couldn't use it Um, so we're going to stop here for a second. So best practices, go horizontal, do not go vertical. But what about Instagram? Well, it's very easy. If you want to do absolutely no editing, then go do one horizontal, then do one vertical. What we do is we will edit it, and when we edit it, it gives us extra fields in the area, and we brand it up top and bottom. So we'll do call of action on bottom, branded at top. And that's taking a horizontal, converting it into a vertical. But if you don't want to get into that much editing or that type of technology, then just do it twice. You know, second thing is, I understand this is a walkthrough. Stop walking through. Okay. I'm telling you, people will get nauseous watching this. So a couple things you need to do is, one, invest in a gimbal. This is a gimbal. There's many, many different ones. This one's a little higher tech, and I think this one runs around $500. But you can buy gimbals. A very good gimbal is, I think it's called what's it called? Osmosis? Osmo. And you can get that for about $120 to $180. Now, with the gimbal, all it's going to do is it's going to help keep it so you're not getting that shake, rattle, and roll as you go through. You're going to want to come in, and I'll play the rest of this. I'm getting ahead of myself. But you're still going to want to stop. You can do some little walkthroughs, but what we do is we'll stop, plant our feet, get our shot, and then do our movement and let the gimbal do its job. And people just keep walking through. And if you don't have a gimbal, here again, elbows in, not out, right? We have a photographer here. How good is this for taking photos?
Hold your breath. Yeah, hold your breath. Elbows in, lean against a wall, all of those things. If you don't have a tripod or a gimbal, will help you a little.
Absolutely. And then plant yourself and then turn at your hips and not your feet. And it's going to come out a lot better right off the bat. But we'll go a little bit farther here. Whoa. Now, come on, that's a little shaky, but you want to plan your shots. Just like when you're uploading your photos to MiRealSource, it's very disturbing to people when you have a photo of the front, then the basement, then we're going to do the bedroom, then we're going to go kitchen. Let's go back to the bedroom. Now let's do the half bath, and now let's go over here. It's very disorienting to buyers, and psychologically, it turns them off on the house. So before, we don't walk up and just unlock the door and go in and shoot. We walk through the entire property. We plan our shots before we even start.
Right.
And we go, okay, we're going to come in here. I'm going to go from high to low here. From here, I'm going to pan from left to right. From here, I'm going to start up because it's got really cool granite. In the kitchen here, I'm going to start off on the countertop and go up and over. So just take 5-10 minutes, go through, turn the lights on, and plan your shots. And try to get away from the walking part unless you have a really good gimbal. And I have a really good gimbal, but I don't add that in a lot because it's adding a lot of time to your video. If you can keep your videos, I'm playing around with longer form videos right now, so 6 minutes to 8 minutes, but the analytics are still showing a drop off at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. My short form videos around 2 minutes, I will keep probably about 90% watch time. You know, and going back to those thumbnails, if you make good thumbnails, well, I'll show you one here in a minute. Let me go through the rest of this. I added the music just for fun.
I love it.
Rich likes to edit.
Are we getting dizzy yet? Oh, so that's kind of what we've been seeing with videos out there. And we have to get away from this. We're professional marketers. So even if you don't have the liquidity to invest in equipment, I've invested a lot in equipment. Some equipment that I have yet to use, like my Pivo setting over here, which is a really cool tool that I have not had time to mess with too much. Just go through, stop, boom, 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 boom. There are tons of free editing softwares. Cut out the chunks in between. If you plan out your shots beforehand and you say, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do this, now you can leave your camera running, pull it into a free editor and just chunk out those bad parts. And your video is going to look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys mostly using a smartphone, or are you using your DSLR video features?
Believe it or not, this particular iPhone, for when we're doing on-host shooting, this is strictly used as a camera.
Okay.
And this talks with this guy, and then I can control it remote.
Hold the gimbal up a little bit more so that everybody can kind of see if they're not familiar with what that is.
Yeah, my actual screen is behind the comments and such. Let me see if I can pull this down so I can see what you're seeing. Okay, so we'll go over here. This is a free fly gimbal. Like I said, it's pretty high end. Like I had one guy that I could do barrel rolls with this thing. You know, I can do some pretty cool stuff with it. I can do lapse time. But at the end of the day, you can get a lot less expensive gimbal that doesn't maybe do all those cool things. Because quite frankly, 90% of those cool things I never use, right?
Right. That's kind of what we've shown. We've shown some that are, I think one of our first Mixin It Ups, we showed just a gimbal for your iPhone. And I think it was like under $100. And
Yeah.
just helps to keep that stability there, and, you know, smooth transitions
Yeah.
to get started. So you guys don't have to drop $500 on a gimbal. You can just kind of get a more affordable starter one and see the difference versus just you walking through. Last week we had Box Brownie on. He didn't have the time to show it, but he did mention that one agent he knows uses a selfie stick too.
Oh, I was just having her grab my monopod to show that.
And it was we cut it out, but it was really cool to see. It felt a little bit shaky. I think with some practice, the guy could have done a lot better. You know, like the prepping ahead of time before you start recording as soon as you walk in. But you know, there's a lot of options out there so that you guys don't have the shaky videos, the slow panning, taking your time, thinking out the footage before you actually start recording, and that will eliminate any kind of extra editing that you might have to do.
Absolutely.
And a couple weeks ago, we talked about just Apple clips. So if you are doing it in your phone, you can always splice stuff out in there.
Absolutely. Yep.
Are you guys, I take it you're iPhone users, if that's what you're using on, you held up the phone.
Oh, you know, I just used, they had a better camera on this one. We have DSLRs, I have straight camcorders and everything. But for this one communicates very well with this particular gimbal. So that's why I use that. Now my regular phone's a Note 8.
Okay.
So,
yeah, we're looking for somebody who uses Androids and edits on their Android as well, because we know we have a decent amount of members that also edit on their want to learn how to edit on their Android.
I'll show you what I edit with. Let me open him up. So there's different programs you can utilize. You can get Wondershare Filmora. Yeah, just grab me the monopod out of there. Thank you, Jess. And I'll pull him over and see if we can screen share him. But I think they have a free version of this, and it's a super easy program. I don't know, can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up Watson the Wonder Dog. And come on, buddy.
Watson, what a good name for a dog.
You know.
So part of what I'm going to start including in our videos is if it's dog friendly. So I brought my dog in. I green screened behind this, but just so if he really likes the property, you know, to give it a rollover in the videos.
I love it.
And so, but this program here is super simple. You pull it in, drop it down, and then literally, if I wanted to, I could go through and say, okay, right here, I want to cut this chunk out and go over here, boom, then highlight. I'm not going to do it, but then hit delete, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that difficult. And here again, thinking of video, you got to think of a little bit of entertainment value. So we're going to have, I have another clip of him saying no. So if there's no fence in the property on Watson the Wonder Dog meter, it's going to rank low. But it's a walkable neighborhood, so he gets a rollover. You know, I'm just trying to think of different ways to keep people engaged.
And who couldn't love Watson, right? I mean, it's perfect.
Right? I know, right? It's just like, yeah. What's this one? Oh, this was, yeah, so this was the full, the goofball.
Go to your mark.
Working with dogs. Oh my gosh.
Don't you jump.
So whatever thing, and I'm pretty sure that people will see him and just think it's kind of cool, you know, and want to engage with us. He was a little frisky that day. He kept, whatever it is, give me a snack. I don't care. Just give it to me. I'll roll over. I'll set up. So, but you can have fun with these videos too and really showcase your personality much better than, does everyone remember the fabulous glamour shots that we've all taken in the past?
Oof.
Right?
That's really dating yourself, but okay.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been in this business for over 20 years now, I think. But all those things, this really can lead to your personality. And I think the cool thing about video is not everyone's going to like you, and that's fine. There's people you've worked with that you didn't like to work with. So if they get to know, like, and trust you before they even meet you, how awesome is that? This is another option that you were kind of talking about. So this is a monopod. Boop, 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 boop. And real simple, this would cost you about $30. You can buy an adapter. I probably have one sitting here. Yeah, see, I like my toys. I have way too much toys, right? So this is an adapter you can buy off of, you know, wherever, Amazon. This would go on to here. You can put your iPhone or your Samsung right in here. And a couple of tips, if you hold it like this, believe it or not, the weight of the monopod will help keep it steady, or you can drop it down, put it right on. See, even my mic, right? Too many toys.
You do have all the toys, yeah.
You have all the bells and whistles here.
If we were mobile, I'd show you my studio next door, then you'd go, dang. But anyway, you can set this right on the ground. Now you're doing your shot and you're just slowly turning it. And now your total cost investment is going to be under $50, and your video improvement rate will be 438%, I believe, give or take. So well worth the investment, right?
Yes. So let's do a quick giveaway. Let's take a break just because we are getting pressed for time. So let's do a couple giveaways here. Colleen, did you have a trivia question, or I have one that if you
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So let me take over the screen real quick so I can show everybody what the prize would be, or what the prize is this week.
Are you going to do a Vanna White?
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had my green screen on, I could have it behind me and just sort
there you go. There you go.
Gonna be working on that this afternoon, is setting up my green screen behind me and some a model light, a glamour light. Speaking of glamour. Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe try to take over.
Rich, I picked up a ton of great information already. I can't thank you enough for all the insights that you've shared and the expertise that you've put together and shared with everybody today. That's so cool.
Ah, shucks, don't mention it.
All right, is everybody seeing a healthy snack care package?
Yep.
Okay, good. So the prize today is a healthy snack care package. Thought this would be a good one given the weather is finally, knock on wood, but hopefully here for a few months, some nice weather. So any kind of hiking or just outdoor activities, some healthy snacks for you guys to pack along. And I'll let Colleen do the trivia then. And
Healthy
if you,
snacks. That was very smart, since I just ordered a bikini and I'm thinking it's never going to fit at this point with
Yeah,
all the
we've
bumpy
had a
cake
couple months
and
of,
sheltering in eating.
I know I've had a couple months of lots of snacking and pizzas delivered, so some healthy
Yeah.
snacks might be a good alternative here as well, going
Good
into the
thing.
summer.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so the trivia question for the wonderful giveaway that you see on your screen, and we're looking for this to be exact. We are looking for the exact name of our YouTube channel. So we have a YouTube channel. And by the way, this great recording that we're doing of all the information that Rich just gave you, you'll find it on our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of playlists that are set up so you can learn some best practices too for virtual open houses, property showings, all of our previous Mixing It Up classes. As Taylor mentioned, this is our 9th, so there's 8 other classes on there. What is the exact name of our YouTube channel?
And you use the questions chat bar to submit your answer. So the first person to get it right will win the first prize.
Can I guess Bob? No.
Looks like Kelly got it right.
Good job, Kelly. Way to go. You did. It is MiRealSource Media. So I put a link in your chat box that tells you exactly how you can subscribe so that you can be notified when new content is there. There's a little button, or there's a little bell there too, so you can be notified when new content is available. But if you subscribe, you'll be in the know of all the new stuff. You'll also be able to see all of the great recordings that we put together, a playlist. I know Debbie, our Director of Education, has been working hard to get all of the classes on that channel. So definitely subscribe, click on it, and remember, it's MiRealSource Media.
Right. And then do you have one more, Colleen, or do you want me to?
I do, yeah. I love when we get to give stuff away. It's my favorite part.
All right, one more giveaway, same prize.
All right, and this is a 2-part, so you have to have both of the parts to win. There are 2 different programs that we offer through MiRealSource to look up tax information. And I'll give you a little hint. They're both integrated into Paragon, so you can be on a listing ticket. You can click the button and go to either one. One of them, as part of your MiRealSource benefits, we actually waive some fees and save you some money through the integration that Brian put together. If you are looking in Genesee County or Macomb County, or you're looking in any of the Grosse Points, a lot of those municipalities would charge you $1.50 or $2 to pull those property records. We actually waive those as part of your membership. So if you go through the quick action links that we built, you won't get those bills. We'll take care of those for you. So what are the 2 tax programs where you can look up property information, because we have to do our research now, got to do a little more homework because we may not be walking in all those properties. What are those 2 tax programs?
Looks like Roger got it right, Roger Martin.
Oh, way to go, Roger.
He put BSNA and Realist.
Awesome, great job.
So under our tax icon, as well as some quick action links on each listing, is that integration rate to both, or rate to BSNA, rate to the tax record on that property, which is, like Colleen mentioned, a really great resource for you guys, since that's the recommended tax source on properties to be using.
And I know it's only $2, but hey, if you're, researching 25 properties that cost you $2, it all adds up. So
yeah. Yep. All right, great guys. So Roger and Kelly will write you down. I will be reaching out to you to get my pen go. My husband and I
got
are in
it.
this office.
I got it, Taylor.
Yeah, he's moving my stuff around on me. All right.
I wrote them down. I know both of those people pretty well, so I think I have both of their contact information too.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Excellent. So I'll be reaching out, and then you'll just send the desired mailing address for your prize, and we'll get that out to you in the next couple days.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, guys. And then just to conclude real quick with Rich, what are a couple things that you've been doing as a team working virtually?
So we are doing a lot of Zoom meetings as far as our trainings go, and they've actually been going excellent. Like we have a couple of newer real estate agents that I'm going through how to present a CMA. And it's really quite cool because then their homework is, hey, guess what? Next week you're presenting, and we can record it automatically, save it down. They can review it. So I think it's going to help us with skills boost pretty good.
Excellent. And then you mentioned the partial feature too in Paragon is kind of helping you guys. I mean, you used it anyways, but definitely managing your listings together as a team a lot easier.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, all the tools that are available. I mean, I love going into BS&A through Paragon.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and it's not only the dollar or two, it's the time it takes to, okay, I need that information. Now I got to get my credit card out. Now I got to do this. Now it's just easier. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
utilizing all the tools that you guys offer, plus what's readily available out there, it's been going pretty smooth. I mean, through the whole downturn, we've been doing trainings and various things, keeping up on what's going on in the industry, pulling stats from you guys and showing them through the Spark info.
Yeah, that seems to be one that's definitely taken off a lot during the pandemic is market stats and the info sparks, like you mentioned, being able to share that with their sellers. And
Your own personal product.
I love that you guys branded it for me. I appreciate that. I owe you a coffee or something.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Rich, for participating on this week's Mixing It Up. It was really helpful information. Let everybody know, just kind of some of your secrets and sharing that with everyone, and just making the industry better as a whole. So I really appreciate you joining us today.
No worries,
Yeah.
and I highly recommend any of their classes. If you haven't taken them, please take them, because if we all get better at what we do as far as marketing, our industry gets better, and it makes other companies out there that are trying to take our market share, it makes them insignificant.
I love that. It's great advice.
So
Great advice. Well, thank you again. I'm excited to go put all these into practice, and happy and safe selling, everybody.
Yeah.
guys,
So
have a
make sure
great
you
day.
Oh, yep. Thanks, Rich. And
No
everybody
worries.
make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, go into resources and Paragon. You can watch all of our pre-recorded classes, as well as the Mixing It Ups, where a lot of topics are covered every week. So just like that, we mix it up every week for you guys.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Adios.
Thank you.
Bye. Stay healthy.
Bye.